With over a billion people expected to enter the crypto market by 2030, one of the biggest obstacles we're going to face is infrastructure. How are these billion users going to be able to seamlessly work cross-chain? Because we all know that it's not just going to be one blockchain that succeeds. It's not just going to be Ethereum. It's not just going to be Cardano. It's not just going to be Avalanche. It's going to be that all these different blockchain networks need to be able to simultaneously work together with decentralized infrastructure. And we've already seen countless infrastructure cryptos succeed and do well. We've seen like Alchemy, Anchor, QuickNode, and a few others really dominate the market. And one that I see not a lot of people talking about, but has been around for a while, takes up a large amount of volume in this sector of the market, is called Beware Labs. We've seen that Beware Labs is actually one of the initial four wardens of the Avalanche Bridge. For those of you who aren't familiar, Avalanche Bridge has around $5 billion of assets, handles that around each day, and the initial wardens of Avalanche Bridge were like Ava Labs, Halborn, we see Avascan, and Beware Labs. So if you're looking at this entire space, one of the things that differentiate Beware Labs from, let's say, Alchemy, Anchor, QuickNode, and the other infrastructure players is that the current infrastructure players right now rely heavily on centralized platforms. I want to just point out a few details about Beware Labs. It doesn't have a token just yet, but it's one that I've been keeping on my radar because I've been following them on Twitter for a little over a year now, and they've been talking a lot about an upcoming launch of their own token called INFRA, which they do say is going to be launching on May 30th, so it's coming up very soon. Like I said, it's not currently available to be traded yet. This is just in the talks, but if you're looking for long-term growth in the crypto space, projects with real utility, and something that's going to be able to help in the infrastructure space for crypto long-term adoption, this needs to be on your radar. So when you're looking at Beware Labs, like I said, Beware Labs was founded with the sole idea and sole focus of being a decentralized infrastructure player. It looked at all the different players in this space, like I said, from Alchemy to Anchor to QuickNode, and realized that there are some major flaws and major issues with these protocols. And you could see that the founding team at Beware Labs is strongly inspired by the vision of Web3. They want to have a fully decentralized and permissionless technology to achieve long-term adoption. They're thinking that if you're going to be in the crypto space long-term, the whole goal of crypto was to be decentralized, so we need to have infrastructure players that are also decentralized. So the team at Beware Labs has had a lot of experience in major tech companies. They've also had experience in major crypto companies. You can see all of them that they talk about on their website, from even working at their competitor, let's say like Anchor, to working at other major tech companies. So they have a lot of experience in this space. And you're looking at some of the products already for Beware Labs. You could see listed on their website, they talk about a number of different products right here. Most importantly, in my opinion, is Blast API. Blast API is a product that has been built and grown tremendously in just 18 months. They've successfully improved upon all of the infrastructure competitors in the space without sacrificing any sort of decentralization or performance. A lot of people think when you start to focus too much on decentralization for these infrastructure players, performance is going to lack a bit. But this has not happened with Blast API. Compare Nodes has validated Blast API as the fastest RPC platform in the industry, ahead of Anchor, ahead of Alchemy, ahead of the other infrastructure players, and this really gives credit to their team. Like I said, this is a Beware Labs backed project, and you can see that it's fully decentralized, censorship resistant, and fully permissionless. So something that they truly are trying to focus on and continuing to build. A few other things that stand out for Blast API, in my opinion, when you're looking at some of the data on the website, you can see how many transactions and calls they handle every single day in like the millions. And you could see that they were one of the initial four wardens of the Avalanche Bridge. Avalanche Bridge handles about $5 billion worth of assets. And when you're looking at this, you can see it's talked all about in this Medium article about what Avalanche Bridge's what the Avalanche Bridge is and what wardens are. But the most important thing, in my opinion, that you need to know, keeping it most simple without diving too deep into the specifics of its functionality, is that the foundational job of a warden is to monitor the Avalanche and Ethereum blockchains and help for these cross-chain swaps. And if you're looking long-term for a product that's going to succeed, you want to be able to have the infrastructure providers, these infrastructure projects that are helping facilitate these cross-chain transactions. And that's exactly what Beware Labs and their product Blast API does. So something just to keep in mind. Last few things I want to go over are going to be with some of the mechanics of Web3 and things that you need to keep an eye out on for Beware Labs and some of their products. When you're looking at like architects and back-end providers in the crypto space, like the ones we've mentioned, let's say Alchemy, let's say like Anchor, you could see that these are going to be the projects that are doing a lot of the work behind the scenes to help facilitate growth to 1 billion users long term. And ultimately, they need to offer like a one-stop shop, like a one destination where everyone in the industry can rely upon and build upon and use tools to help facilitate cross-chain transactions. So all of the founders at Beware Labs, like I said, are highly experienced, and this has been their sole goal. They've worked at companies like Anchor, worked at companies like Google, IBM, Amazon, and many more, and they're trying to put all of this into building a high-performing, highly scalable infrastructure provider for the crypto space. So when you're looking at some of the things going on with the token, they talk a little bit about an upcoming launch. They talk about this on their Twitter. They say how it will be launching in Q2 of 2023. They say May 30th. So keep an eye out on that. Their token symbol is going to be INFRA. Like I said, it's not available to be traded just yet, but if you're looking for long-term growth in the crypto space, a project that's going to be more of like a 1, 2, 3 year play, not a short-term trade at all, I would recommend just keeping this project on your radar, following them on social media. They're always actively engaging with their social media and with their community. If you go to Beware Labs website, you can click on community. You can see all these different active campaigns they have to help incentivize the community, help get people involved, from joining the Galactic Motorcycle game to the Rebels with a Cause, and all these different cool and exciting ways that they allow their community to get involved and actually incentivize their community to get involved. You can see them talk constantly on their Medium page about number of new updates with the ecosystem. They're constantly posting about Blast API to what's going on with Aptos Foundation, and even what's been going on with Polygon and Ethereum and what they've been doing in partnerships with these different blockchains. So definitely worth checking out and just keeping on your radar. Like I said, it's not a token that you could buy just yet, but it is something that I think long term you should at least be following, you should at least be keeping an eye out for, because if you're looking to make money long term, you don't need to pick one project, but more importantly, I think you should be picking the back end, the infrastructure providers, and that's exactly what Beware Labs does.